Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are three persons in this world, grammatically speaking. First is first person, I. Second is second person, you. Third is third person, he, she, it, they. Three persons. And what is life? Life is I, the first person, talk to you, the second person, about he, she, it, they, the third person. He is very bad, I'll tell you something about him. So our whole life is only a match between these three persons. First person, second person, third person. Okay. Now, if there is no second person, yet the third person exists, we keep on grudging about somebody. I know that is very terrible. But if there is no third person, this is only second person, yet we can continue talking. I am like this, I am like that, I am so, I am very nice, I am not like others, I. But if there is no first person, the second person and third person have no existence. See? If I is not there, then my wife doesn't exist. If I is not there, then my children don't exist. If I is not there, then my property doesn't exist. Because everything is dependent on this I. But the question is, which is this I? In a, somebody's house, they called me, Swamiji, we are fighting a lot these days. You please help us. I said, I can give you 2 sticks, each one of you, and watch from a distance. Keep on fighting. I told them, remember 15 years before when I came for your marriage, what did I tell you? After marriage, now you are one. Why do you fight? He says, Swamiji, that is the reason of our fight. Why that is the reason? Which one? So this I, when we talk about, who is this I? What do we mean by I? See? So there are 2 types of I's. One is the real I, and second is the virtual I. The topic here we are talking is, what is the topic? Real versus?
Virtual reality and actual reality.
Virtual reality and actual reality. Virtual reality is that which is appearing, which is useful, but which is not. That is virtual reality. For example, in geography class, I used to have always a big problem. My problems were always abnormal, not normal problem. Me being also abnormal, problems were abnormal. The problem used to be how these lines must have been drawn on the globe. The equator, longitudes, latitudes, and I used to be very seriously thinking, how they must have done. So they must have this equator, they must have stood there with a big brush and go away from the earth, and when the earth is moving, just put that brush on the earth and a nice line is drawn. Oh, I used to be very happy, very good. This they must have done. Again question, but there is in between water, The water will, move that, brush. Again worried about. Then how they must have done the vertical lines? longitudes. They must have taken a helicopter and gone like this. But when they are doing, again the earth is moving, it will be, like a spiral one, not a straight one. How they must have done? It was a big challenge. Days and days I used to be worried about it. How they must have done? So these longitudes and latitudes, are they anywhere on the earth? But they are useful in pinpointing on the Google map. They are useful. Because they are useful, because they are shown in the picture, does it mean they are? Think, friends. So what is a virtual reality and actual reality? Virtual reality is that which is useful, appears, but it is not. See? Take another example. There were two computers to be shifted from one room to another room, and two labors were given. You do the job. One labor did his job, the other one was not yet doing. You was asked, hey, why are you not doing it? See, sir, his computer was new. There was hardly any data in that. Therefore, it was light. My computer is old. It has got a huge data. And therefore, it is very heavy and I will take time. Now, the data that we have on our hard disk, it is there. It is useful. But does it exist? Think, friends. So, virtual reality and actual reality is only this much difference. One is, that is actual reality, and one appears to be, it is virtual reality. Now these two eyes. So when I is there, then the world is there. When I is not there, the world is not there. See? When I is there, the world is what? The world is any experience which is other than I is called as the world. See? And when this I disappears, the sense of otherness disappears. When there is no sense of otherness, there is no samsara, there is no desire, there is no anger, there is no fear. Three things. One man went to forest and he was, going somewhere, and on the way it became very dark. He couldn't see properly. Then he thought, it's not wise to go at this stage. It is better that I halt here. So he pitched his tent and inside he went and prayed, oh Lord, no animal comes and bites me, takes me away. Krishna, 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 Krishna. And he slept. And when he slept, he started snoring. And when the tiger came, the tiger was afraid. Oh God, there is someone here. And he ran away. This man did not have I. Therefore, there was no sense of otherness. Therefore, there was no samsara. But for the tiger was not sleeping. But for the tiger, there was a sense of otherness and therefore fear. Think. Therefore, this samsara, this world is nothing but the simple thing. As long as I is there, the world exists. So all the spiritual practice is only this journey from the virtual reality to the actual reality. And virtual reality is only an error in understanding, nothing else. Because something is experienced, because something is useful, that does not mean it is real. See? Like the sunrise and sunset, they are useful in planning so many things in life. But does it mean that the sunrise and sunset are real? It is the movement of the earth which is superimposed on the sun. And therefore, it is experience. See, friends. So, this I on which everything is dependent. Which is the I? See? Are we talking I as the actual reality, Or we are talking about the I, which is a virtual reality. And once this is sorted out, then you will see in this world there is nothing but happiness. There is no misery anywhere. And this can happen only when the error of judgment is corrected. See? And when this error of judgment is corrected, all our problems disappear. Therefore, let us find out what is the virtual reality of I and what is the actual reality of I. And which is the I that we are taking to be the real I, and which is the I which should be taken as a real I and discard the virtual I. This is all the spiritual life, nothing more than this. So we will be talking on the basis of Atmopanishad. You know, there are two types of Upanishads popularly said, and these are the terminology coined by the non-Indians. They call it major Upanishads and minor Upanishads. There is nothing like major and minor. It is something like, the elementary physics. Do you think physics is elementary? It is the students. They are elementary, not physics. See, in the elementary class, when you throw something, it falls down. But in the higher class, when you throw something, it goes up. It is the same. In the same manner, this I has to be clearly discovered. It's nothing that it is major Upanishad and minor Upanishad. Those Upanishads on which Bhagavan Shankaracharya's commentary appear, people call those Upanishads as major Upanishads. And where now, one man cannot write commentary on all the Upanishads, they are in thousands. See? So, the other Upanishads on which Bhagavan Shankara has not written commentary within his span of time, therefore it is said that they are minor Upanishads. This is not true. Every Upanishad is Upanishad. See? So, this Atmopanishad, like every Upanishad, we begin with a Shanti part, and the Shanti part is known to you. The Shanti part is extremely necessary. In the Shanti part, rapport is established between the Acharya and the student. See? Unless there is a perfect rapport established, there cannot be any exchange of knowledge. Therefore, it is something like, when we call somebody, we dial somebody, and then what is the first question we say? Hello. So that hello word has no meaning. Then why do we say? Just to establish a contact. You are there or I am talking only to the phone. So, in the same manner, the Acharya is talking, but he is the disciple listening or sleeping. And therefore, together the teacher and the student chant this Shanti part to establish perfect rapport. And this Shanti part is known to you, as most of you have been listening to satsang professionally many years. Om Bhadram Karnevi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhirya Jatraha Sirairangai Stushtvagam Sastanobihi Veshema Devahitam Yadayu Swastina Indro Vruddashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starksho Arishtanemihi Swastino Brihaspati Dadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we start Om. It is addressing to the Lord. Om, O Lord. Bhadram Karnevi Shrunuyama Devaha. O gods, let we hear, listen. What is auspicious? Now see, very subtle point. How can we hear auspicious if somebody is talking nonsense? See? Like here the water is falling. Now what can you do? You have to listen to that. So when the prayer is Bhadram Karnevi Shrunuyama Deva, O Lord, may we listen auspiciousness Or what is auspicious? What it means? It means every word should remind us of the divine presence. That is the meaning. See, this is one of the most simple method of meditation. When you are listening to the sound and when there is no sound, in both these experiences, there is a common factor. Whether sound is there or sound is not there. This common factor is not erased. So when there is a sound, I becomes listener. When there is no sound, I am no more listener. So who am I? I am the one who is listener with the conditioning of the sound, and I am the one who is not a listener when there is no sound, but the I continues to exist. So this listener and non-listener, they are the virtual reality, and the one who is supporting both the experiences and therefore is beyond both of them is the actual reality. Start your meditation in a fraction of a moment. Bhadram karnevi shrunuyama deva. But normally what happens? When we hear something, immediately our mind starts reacting. And when the mind reacts, the virtual reality is given a status of actual reality. See, friends, if our attention is on the actual reality, then every experience becomes a meditation. Yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhaya. Upanishad says, pratibodha viditam matam. In every experience, the truth is revealed. Pratibodha. So, Bhadram karnevi shrunuyama devaha, Bhadram pashyemakshabhiryayatraha. So, O worthy of worship, Lord, may we see auspiciousness by or through our eyes. What is the auspicious? Auspicious is an example. Once I was invited somewhere for an inauguration of a jewellery shop by my friend. And we are fit for inaugurating anything. When somebody is born, we go. When somebody dies, we go. When somebody doesn't die, also we go. Swami, please come and help. So we go and kill. So, invited for this inauguration of the jewellery shop. Because he saw that I had gone to some medical shop inauguration, he was there. So he said, Swamiji, I also have jewellery shop and I had to inaugurate it, so please come. And after that was done, then he asked, like that medical shop, I am not going to give you anything. But just for my understanding, please tell. Suppose there are two statues. One is Rama, other is Ravana. Which statue you will take? Both are made up of gold. I said, you imagine which I will take. He said, naturally, because you are a Swami, you will take Rama. I said, oh, he said, yes. Now listen, my question. Which is heavy? Bhadram pashyemakshabhirjayatraha. I am not interested in the name and the form. I am interested in the gold. See, if our attention is on the substratum, the one who is talking, who is he? Is he a virtual reality or the actual reality? See? When the girl before marriage, this boy is ready to listen any nonsense. One lady told me, Swami, before our marriage, see, now we are married hardly for 6 months, but he has changed in 6 months so much. What happened? Earlier we used to go to various places and spend hours together and he used to listen to me. Now the moment he comes to bed, he goes to sleep and I keep on talking, he doesn't listen. I said, look here, if you correct your mistake, you are a wise person. He has corrected his mistake. He doesn't listen to you. Therefore, virtual reality and actual reality. Virtually, you are his heart, his life. Actually, you are taking his heart, taking his life away. That is the actual reality. Then sthirairangai stuštuvagam sastanubhihi vashemadeva yadayuhu. Oh Lord, may we spend our total life in serving everyone around us, and for that purpose may we remain healthy and strong. Unhealthy person cannot serve anybody. See, there are two things. One is servant, government servant, and second is a sevak. What is the difference between the two? A government servant is serving himself, his interest. But a real sevak is the one who is able to do seva because he has discovered something higher principle, not the superficial one. Therefore, may we see the divine in and through everything and being and be an asset to the society. Swastina Indro Vruddashravaha, whose glory and fame is known everywhere. May that Indra bless us. May the Usha, the Lord's Son, bless us because he is the Vishwaveda, he who knows everything. Swastinastaksho Arishtarevihi. Taksha is the Garuda, the words of wisdom, the scriptures, the Upanishad, the Veda is Garuda. The Narayana comes and moves around on the Garuda. So, the truth is revealed only through the words of the scriptures. Therefore, may the study of the scriptures remove all the miseries of our life of the virtual reality, and Swastino Brahaspatir Dadhatu, Brahaspati, the teacher of the gods, may he bless us so that we are able to understand the truth in the right way. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The three Shantis refer to. First Shanti refers to our gross body. Let our body be available to us whenever it is required. Then the second Shanti is let the mind be available to us whenever required. And the third Shanti is let all our wrong notions be corrected. We all suffer because of the wrong notions. When these three things are done with, then alone there is real peace in life. So these three invocations, Shanti, 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 they prepare the student and the teacher for exchange of wisdom that is contained in the Upanishad, Atmopanishad. Atha angira trividaha purushaha ajayata atma antaratma paramatma cha iti. Now here the story begins. The purushaha trividaha angira ajayata. The Purusha, this word is a technical term. Purusha means what? There are two meanings. One is virtual reality, second is actual reality. Virtual reality is Purishayanat Purushaha. The one who is living in this body is called as Purusha. And what is the actual reality? Purnatvat Purushaha. But essentially, he is no more limited by the body. See, two things. How simple it is. It is something like this. The tube light or the light. In this light, there are two Purushas. One is manifest electricity, and second is electricity that is manifesting. So, one is the manifestation, and second is what is manifesting. So behind the light, there is electricity which is not seen by us. So do we mean that electricity is only that much which is present in the bulb in the form of a light, or electricity is much more than that? In the same manner, Purushaha Purnatvat, the infinite reality, is expressing through a particular conditioning, and because of the limitations of the conditioning, what is appearing is the virtual reality. See? Now take this example, 2-3 examples, it will make it clear. Our mind is expressing through the eyes as what? Vision. Our mind is expressing through the ears as what? Hearing ability. Now, when the mind is expressing through the eyes as vision, the vision has limitations that it can illuminate only colors and forms. Eyes cannot smell. Eyes cannot hear. But the mind is much more than the vision, is it not? So, sense organs are the virtual reality of the mind. And the mind is the actual reality behind all the sense organs. Got the point? See? If there is no virtual reality, rather, if there is no actual reality, virtual reality doesn't exist. If there is no electricity, light doesn't exist. If there is no mind, the vision doesn't exist. If there is no mind, the hearing ability doesn't exist. Doesn't it happen many times? We go and sit for satsanga, the mind has gone somewhere for a round, and what is said is heard but never listened. Now, what did you say? Therefore, many times we have come across, there are two types of people who laugh. Those whose mind is available at the time of the joke that has happened, they laugh instantaneously, and others, when they hear others also laughing, and then they are the next to say, what happened? Then he takes the joke, then this tube light also laughs, ha ha ha, delayed. See, friend, why? Because the mind was not behind the ears. So, mind is the actual reality, hearing is the virtual reality. Just get this point across. Once you understand this clearly, you can never be miserable. Whole life will change. So, Purushaha, the Purusha, Trividaha Ajayata. Three ways this Purna Purushaha, the infinite reality, the actual reality expresses in three ways. Which are those three ways? Atha Angira Trividaha Purushaha Ajayata, Atma, Antaratma and Paramatma. Three. Atma means I, Antaratma means inner I, Paramatma means super I, supreme I. Same Paramatma is expressing in these three ways. Now the question comes, what are these three? What is Atma? So here that Upanishad continues. Tvak charma masaroma angushta angulyaha pruštavamsha nakha gulpa udara nabhi medra kati uru kapora shrotra bhru lalata bahu parshva shiro dhamanika akshini bhavanti jayate mriyate iti esha bahyatma. This is the external Atma which we consider as I. Now what does it mean? See, the external self or the gross body is consisting of the dermis, the epidermis, the muscle, the hair, thumb, fingers, then the back, nails, ankles, abdomen, umbilicus, organ of procreation, waist, loins, then cheeks, eyebrows, forehead, arms, back side of the head, front side of the head, eyes, and ultimately it is born, it grows, it becomes old, and one day this body dies. This is what is called as the external or the Bahyatma or the gross body. See? And this is the first thing. Now see, all of us suffer in life only because of this basic error. The basic error is we have taken ourselves to be the body. And what is the body? Body is not created by us. You may say that I am a self-made man. Are we born like amoeba? Out of our own self? No. Body is created by someone. The body never listens to us. There are people who want to become fat because they are agarbatti brand. They eat the live buffalo and yet they continue to be agarbatti brand. And there are people who want to reduce the weight. They look at the Amul advertisement and they put on 5 kg immediately. So the body is neither listening to us nor the body is created by us. We are the most logical people and we claim, I am the body. This is the first error, friends. This is the Bhaya. Now once I take myself to be body, what will be my lifestyle? Living by the body, for the body, on everybody, so that the body should remain eternally present. And what is the body? Body has to die because that which is created must end. So our whole life is based on this error of judgment. And then we go to this Mahatma, this temple, that temple. And there are two ways we deal with our body. Some of us want to live longer and longer, and some of us want to die earlier and earlier. Both of them have the same illusion that I am the body. See? There was one lady whom I met, because her son told me, Swamiji, please see my mother. I said, okay, we went to his place. And my friend was 72 not all. So the mother cannot be 16 years old. So when I went, we had to climb, quite about 500 steps in a hillock. And when I went, I thought, his mother may be lying down on the bed and having some disease and all like that. So I was thinking that way and walking. And when I went, there was a nice compound outside the house, and one lady, she started talking straight away. Oh, my son has sent you. Then I understood this is the mother. And this straight away started firing questions. How long should I live? I said, I don't know what she wants me to do. Kill her or what? How long should I live? I am 106 years and I have done everything. I smoke, I drink, I eat non-vegetarian, and yet I am not dying. I had disposed of my grandchildren in the crematorium, but I am still alive. I am fed up of living. See? There also the meaning of I is, I am the body. See? The other place where I was recently, so that girl is suffering from cancer. So the girl's mother told me, Swamiji, her children are small, she should not die, please help, take my life, but she should continue to live. Take my life means I am the body. And she should continue to live, she is the body. See, all our thinking, all our process of thinking originates only from this basic error. I am the body. This is the Bahyatma. Now go further. When we are identified with the body, then only this gross world comes into existence. See? When we are not identified with the body, the gross world has no existence. See, this is my everyday experiment and spiritual practice. Every time, new house, new bed, new place, new bathroom, new directions. So when I sleep, I switch on the light and sleep. I never sleep in darkness. So that there is a good dream, clear dream. Because when you get up in the morning, you don't know where you are. Which side is the bathroom, which side is the door, which side is the switch off and all. So in the deep sleep, I am nowhere. Because there is no world. And this world immediately is born the moment there is a notion that I am the body, then I have to get up, I have to get ready, I am getting late for the morning class, I should finish the tea quickly so that I can reach on time. So who is this I? I, the body. See, friends. And this is Bahyatma. The two things. One, the body is not created by us, the body doesn't listen to us, still I am the same body. This virtual reality, when we take it as the actual reality, the samsara begins. It is for this purpose our scriptures tell us that friends, please come to recognize that you are the embodied. You are not the body. How? I am looking at you through my glasses. So are the glasses seeing the body, the world? No. Behind the glasses there are eyes. Similarly, I am seeing through the eyes. So behind the eyes there is a mind. And what is the mind? Mind is manifestation, unmanifestation, manifestation, unmanifestation. See? Take this example to make the point clear. If we want to know electricity, what we have to do? First, all that is illuminated in the light of the tube light, that we discard and take our vision to the tube light. When we take our vision to the tube light, now from there also go away. What is expressing as light in the tube light? Electricity. So when your attention goes away from the light in the tube light, then you have reached the electrical energy. Exactly the same way. This gross world is real as long as we mistake the body to be myself. And once I take the body to be myself, then the secondary eyes are born. See? What are the secondary eyes? When I take myself to be the body, then I am a husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, daughter-in-law. Everything is based on the foundation of error that I am the body. And unless this is corrected, you may do anything. Bhagavan Shankara says, Kurute Ganga Sagara Gavanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajatina Muktim Janmashatena Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam. See, friends. So, this virtual reality, now take this body. It is useful. If there is no body, we cannot experience anything in this world. See? Like when you are awake, you will be experiencing the heat or the cool climate of the AC. But once you are snoring away, when there is no body identification, it doesn't make any difference whether it is hot or cold. So all our experiences of this world are possible only when we are identified with the body, and therefore if we mistake that because I can experience the world after identification with the body, therefore the body I is the reality, it is here we make the mistake. See, friends. And therefore if you watch within, whenever we are disturbed, there is somebody behind every disturbance. So I am disturbed as a mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, friend, enemy, teacher, disciple. We are all disturbed as somebody. And who is that somebody? Somebody is a virtual reality, not actual reality. See, this point must go deep in our understanding. What is the virtual reality? What is the actual reality? See? Like yesterday I was telling you, one lady told me that if you had come in my life 25 years before, I would not have divorced 3 times. I said, okay, never mind. Now you answer my questions. I have got some query. When you got married for the first time, for our understanding, we give some symbols. You were W1. Wife 1, and your husband was H1. So W1, H1, like N1, H1. Then you divorce, okay. Then you got married second time. So W2, H2. That also broke. Then third time, W3, H3. Now tell me, my question is, W1 is equal to W2 is equal to W3. Question last. Is equal to what? Tell me. When my husband left me, where the wife has gone? See? Where she has gone? Nowhere. Why? Because she was nowhere. Wife or husband, brother or father, mother or sister, they are not the reality. They are virtual reality. Because conditioned one. And all of them are supported by the actual reality. So in this example, man is the actual reality and the husband, brother, father, father-in-law, mother-in-law, etc. They are the virtual reality. And who is miserable? Man is never miserable. Husband is never happy. And who is husband? Husband is a virtual reality, not the actual reality. See? So what spiritual practice will anybody do to live as a man and not live as a husband? Does he have to kill his wife? Does he have to take a divorce? No. Only recognize that you are husband only when you are facing the challenge called as wife. That's it. Don't look at the wife as a problem. Look at her as a challenge and meet it. See, friends, the day you understand this, life will be a great fun. It can never be a burden in life. It becomes burden because the virtual reality is mistaken as the actual reality. See, friends, like you people are too much attached to the grandchildren. Anybody, they are not that much attached to their own children, but they are extremely attached to the grandchildren. One person asked me this question, Swami, why this happens? What you told, it was so true. I said it is only a sophisticated technique of taking a revenge. How it is? I said, when you were a son to your father, you have tortured him sufficiently. But now what can be done? When your own teeth bite your own tongue, with whom you will go and fight? And to whom will you complain? So, your own son has troubled you when he was growing as a child and you were fed up. So what you do now? Now you take his son, spoil him. And when he is spoiled, he will start torturing your son. And this is how the revenge is settled. And we get so much involved with the grandchildren. And thereafter, the division, the fighting in the family begins. And this is all only at a virtual reality level. In one place, there was one old man and he told me, Hamidi, my grandson, without me he doesn't take milk, without me he doesn't take bath, without me he doesn't take food. I said, Mahatma ji, don't deceive yourself. Child will not remember you after 1 week. You cannot live without him. He will live without you. But you are not ready to accept the truth. And one day when your daughter-in-law and son will tell, will you please get out and stay separately? Then he will understand what I am telling. No, he cannot live without me. And as if my words were to come true. Exactly that happened. And when he met me, he said, Swami, your curse. I said, I did not curse. It was just an observation. How much you are getting involved in somebody else's life. Are you getting involved that much with every child in the world? No. My grandchild. See, friends. Therefore, virtual reality creates two burdens on our head. One is the burden of possession of things. A second is the burden of creating relations out of the beings. Things are carried as burden of possession and beings are carried as burden of relations. And both of them are based on the basic error, I am the body notion. See, just come to realize this. Thereafter, play the game of life. We are not telling you become sannyasi and go to Himalayas. No. But remember this principle, that we are just playing our role. And when we play our role, we play it best. For what? For a time pass. So play with the kids, only for a time pass, up to a particular limit. And protect yourself from the wrong notion that we are the gross body. See, friends. Therefore, this external Atma, the body, I am the body notion, is the virtual reality. It is not actual reality. And this virtual reality, technically it is called as Mithyatma. Mithyatma means what? Mithya is that which appears but which is not. Like the mirage waters. Mirage waters appear but they are not. Similarly, movement of the road in the opposite direction when you are sitting in a moving car. So that movement of the road is an illusion, it is not real. In the same manner, I am the body notion is not real. It is mithya because it comes and goes. See, friends. Therefore, all the problems of the life begin from I am the body notion. Now, the second Atma that was spoken of was the Antaratma. Now, what is Antaratma? Atha Antaratma nama Pruthivi Apa Tejavayu Akasha Ichcha Dvesha Sukha Dukkha Kama Moha Vikalpanadivi Smriti Linga Udatta Anudatta Rasva Dirgha Pluta Skalita Garjita Sputita Mudita Nrutta Gita Vaditra Pralaya Vijrumbhitadivihi Shrota Ghrata Raheta Manta Bhokta Karta Vijnanatma Purusha Purana Nyaya Mimamsa Dharma Shastrani Iti Shravana Grana Akarshana Karma Visheshanam Karoti Esha Antaratma. The one was the Bahyatma, the gross body. Now what is Antaratma? Antaratma is the five great elements with their tanmatras. So the five great elements include the space, the air, the fire, the water, the earth, and their respective qualities, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, and then the various modifications which are normally seen in the inner instrument called as desire, anger, hatred, joy, sorrows, and then delusion, many imaginations, projections, remembrance, then creating different kinds of sounds, very high, low, long, pluta in a particular manner, then shouting, then becoming happy, becoming miserable, dancing and playing various musics, and sleeping and yawning while listening, then hearer, smeller, taster, thinker, knower, doer. In this manner, one Mr. somebody who is doing all this, and then this somebody is engaging himself in the study of the scriptures, Dharma Shastrani, and then in this manner he is listening, he is smelling, he is holding, he is giving up. In this manner, Karma Visheshanam Karoti Esha Antaratma. This is the Antaratma. See, one simple thing I will tell you, just try this. When seeing is happening, but seer is not born, you are the actual reality. When listening is happening, but a listener is not born, you are Paramatma. When joy is experienced, but enjoyer is not born, then you are Paramatma. See how true it is. Ahankara vimudhatma karta ahamiti manyate. We go to the garden not created by us. We pluck the flowers are not created by us. The hand by which we pluck the flower, that hands are not created by us. The legs by which we approach that innocent flower, their legs are not created by us. We go to the God, the temple, that is not created by us. We offer that flower to the God, which is not created by us. And yet, I have done the worship of the God. Therefore, all our gods are smiling. That is the only reason. Enough of fooling yourself. You are not the doer. This doership is a common denominator. See, Kartrutva-Abhiman, how it happens. Dakshinamurti Stotra, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes, like in a big pot, there is a lamp, and the big pot has got many holes. Nana Chitra Gatodara Stitamaha Deepa Prabha Bhaswaram Jnanam Chakshu Adi Dvara Vahispandate Janamiti Tameva Bhantavanubhati Etat Samastam Jagat Tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. In a big huge pot, there is one lamp which is lit, candlelight, and that pot has got many holes. So what is your experience? There are many lights coming out. But are the lights many? Exactly the same way. There is one principle of mind present in every living being. Whether it is human being or animals. It is the same principle of mind. And this mind is Chakshuradikarana Dvara Vahispandate. This mind is flowing out of these holes. The hole is eyes, the vision comes out. The hole is ears, the hearing ability comes out. And then after this happens, the world is cognized, then Janami iti. And a notion happens, I know. This I, the knower, experiencer, enjoyer, is the universal factor. It is not individual. See, like, be very attentive, like the light in the tube light is a manifestation of electrical energy. It is not individuality. In the same manner, life is manifested in and through every living being. See, it is something like, when the mind comes out of the eyes, it manifests as vision. It will not manifest as hearing ability. In the same manner, when consciousness is manifesting in a cow as a mind, then that cow becomes enlivened. And when that enlivened cow we look at, she is able to give milk. Does it mean the consciousness is nutritious? And the same consciousness, when it is expressing through the conditioning of a cobra as a mind, then because of the presence of the mind in that body becomes enlivened, and the quality of the cobra body is to produce the venom. So does it mean the consciousness is poisonous? No. Therefore, mind is not an individuality. It is not a vyakti. It is an abhivyakti. See, friends, the students in the medical college, they study anatomy. Do they study anatomy only of the dead body? They may be studying on the dead body, but it is applied to the total humanity, nay, even animals. Because anatomy is a manifestation. It is not individuality. In Sanskrit it is called as, it is abhivyakti, it is not vyakti. See? Man is abhivyakti. It is not a vyakti. See, yesterday which example I gave you, when a man gets married to a woman, he is called as husband. Now, husband is a phenomena. It is not a vyakti. Everybody is a husband who is married. But we are miserable not as a husband, but as an individual. So husband as a manifestation, if you take, you will not be miserable. But husband as individuality you take, you will not be happy. Think. So individuality is a virtual reality. Manifestation is the actual reality. Just get this point across. You don't have to struggle for any spiritual practice. It is something like this. This example I gave some time. These two tube lights, for example, are two bulbs. One bulb is illuminating a temple. Other bulb is illuminating a toilet. Through both the bulbs, it is only the same electrical energy which is manifesting as light. Now, you look at the bulbs. Will the light in the bulb which is illuminating the toilet commode get impure because it is illuminating the toilet? It will not. Will the light in the bulb become pure because it is illuminating the temple or the god? Will it become pure? No. Because light is only illuminator. That which illuminates is never influenced by what is illumined. Is it not? Now one step further. This light which is illuminating the toilet and the other light which is illuminating the temple, there is no reason to ask any question, but we keep on asking questions. Why this light is in the toilet and why this light is in the temple? Now you have created a question, you answer. Just look at it as an event. Don't create it as an effect. But when we convert the event into effect, then it is our responsibility to find out the cause. And we don't know, then we go and ask Babaji. Why some people are born in the rich family? Why some people are born in the poor family? So the Babaji has to bluff you. So he will say, look here, this bulb which is in the toilet must be a sinner. In the last life, it must have done a lot of sins. Therefore, he is illuminating the toilet. And this bulb, which is illuminating the God, must be a punyatma. Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Vrashto Vijayate. And therefore, he is in the temple. By the time this discussion goes, the bulb in the temple becomes fused. What happened? No. God likes always good people. Took him up. And God doesn't like bad people, like the toilet bulb, still here. That is all okay, man. Now we have to do puja. There is no light. What should we do? Remove that bulb from the toilet and fix it here. So you remove the bulb from the toilet. When you remove the bulb from the toilet, do you do the pavitrikaranam? Give him a bath, Ganga, Jal and all that. And you fix it in the temple. And when it comes, again the question comes. But now why this bulb has come in the temple from the toilet? Purva Janma Punya. All rubbish. See friends, come to recognize this principle. Like light is a principle and not a personality. In the same manner, life is a principle, not a personality. Those who are living life as a principle, the quality of their life is different. And those who are living life as a personality, their quality of life is different. When we are living life as a personality, we are at the effect level, virtual reality. But when we are living life as a principle, we are living the actual reality. See, friends, one example I will give you to make this point. I am a great fan of Shirdi Sai Baba. So, I have been reading his pothi so many times. So one particular story has stuck in my mind, very good one. Once that old man, that great saint, he was sitting in his, that Dwarkamai Masjid, and he's one of the devotees, lady from the village, a farmer's wife or somebody. She came to take darshan in the evening. So he said, Amma, I'm extremely hungry, please get me something to eat. The moment that master told, she ran home and prepared some chapati and got it. With something on that, some curry or something like that. When it was brought, this master did not take even one bite. Nearby there was a dog standing. He just took that plate and gave it to the dog. You can imagine how much angry that lady must have been. She said, what is this? You asked me that you are hungry and made me run and prepare this thing, and you are not taking a single bite and straight away giving to dog? That time he said, Mama, to tell you this principle, I told you this. The principle of hunger is common in total life. See, friends, it is not that the rich man's hunger gives different satisfaction and a poor man's hunger gives different satisfaction. Principle of hunger is common in life, but our attention is, I am hungry, I will care for you, personality. The day we are able to get out of this individuality and merge in the principle of life, we are slowly marching from the virtual reality to the actual reality. See, friends, vision is a common principle. Eyes are common everywhere. But when it comes to my eyes versus your eyes, then the samsara begins. When it comes for my life versus your life, the samsara begins. See? Therefore, friends, this virtual reality is nothing but reducing the principle to the personality. And when we recognize this, that we may be living as a personality, but essentially we are a principle. It is something like, an actor playing a role on the stage. He is an actor, a principal. But a particular role he is playing, and that particular role is that he is maybe a rich man, a poor man, a king, a beggar. So that role he is playing perfectly well. At the same time, he is never forgetting that he is a man. He is neither the beggar nor the king. With this remembrance, when he is playing the game of life, he has understood the migration from the virtual reality to the actual reality. See, friends. In Panchadashi, one thought comes. There was a man, he was told by somebody mischievous person that he was challenging me whether you talk or I talk. Virtual reality. See, Shanta ho ja Baba, to will be. So, this man who is living as a virtual reality and the man who is living in actual reality, what is the difference? So this mischievous person, he told this man, hey, I heard your son met with a fatal accident in US. I don't know. This is what I heard. Do you think this father will be quiet? Immediately he phoned his son and crying and miserable. And when he phoned, the son lifted the phone. Dad, how many times I told you? It is night here. And bangs the phone down. The moment he hears his son's voice, all misery is gone. So who was miserable? It is the father who was miserable. And father is not an individuality, it is a principle. See, friends. So wherever there is an individuality, misery is bound to be. But wherever there is a principle, he will go through all the experiences. See, like in the lives of many masters come. Here I have already, there was a great master in Varanasi from Lahiri Mahashaya. In his life I have already. He used to have meeting, he used to come from his work, he was a clerk somewhere. He will come from his work and then in the house there used to be satsang. And evening time, when the satsang was to begin, in the room behind that satsang hall, his son died and dead body was lying there. And he continued his satsang as routine. Bhagavad Gita he was speaking. And after satsang and everything was over, and then his wife told, now we should do that. See? He was also a father. His son lost, but he has not mistaken that as a virtual reality to be the actual reality. See? Every one of us have to go through these experiences, good and bad. But recognize, don't accept them as an individuality. Accept them as, this is what the life offers us. थोड़े गम है, थोड़ी खुशियाँ, ये जीवन है. In this life, there are joys, there are sorrows. There are friends, there are enemies. Today, who will glorify you? Tomorrow, they will condemn you. Today, those who are condemning you, they will glorify you. This is how the life is. But we mistake. I have done so much for God, and what did I get? Now tell me, you have done so much for God. Did God ask you? You did it. Then you suffer. See? And what we have done for the God? Does He need your naivedya? Atma-truptasya kastva, the one who is fulfilled where he has desire for your little bit of Rasulullah, Om Pranaya Swami, your need, not God's need. The day you come to recognize that all the miseries are only in the virtual realities, and these virtual realities are, they appear but they are not. They are useful but they are not real. See friends, when this principle is clearly recognized, then the quality of life changes. And this you can see example everywhere. Like the small children, when they are playing home, brother and sister, how they play home, the brother becomes the husband, the sister becomes the wife. And the dialogues nobody writes. Every day it is happening in the house. So the husband comes from the market, evening time, he knocks the door, and the wife opens the door. There is no door, there is nothing. They are seeing at each other, and she simply does this acting, virtual reality. Nothing is happening. And then he says, is there anything to eat? And what your dialogue, her mother was telling, she fired that. You come at home and ask only for eating. So she said the same thing. And then again another dialogue, okay, take yesterday's leftover, eat this now. So she says, you eat yesterday's leftover. Now that boy, the husband, he says, let us stop for a moment. So she stops. Whatever. No, you are giving me only imagination. Take yesterday's leftover. Why don't you say, take rasgulla and rabdi and enjoy? If you are only imagining, why don't you imagine something good? See, friends, once we understand this principle, like the children are playing mother, father, how can the brother and sister be husband and wife? But they are playing, it is a virtual reality. In the same manner, we are all living in the virtual reality, and we mistake the virtual reality as the actual reality, and because of that we suffer in life. See friends, therefore you will observe, when somebody dies, all those who are alive, they talk only about themselves, not about the dead person. See, in Bombay it happened. One young policeman in his early 40s, He died leaving behind a wife and 3 kids. The eldest daughter was in college and first year or she was bound to get into. The second son was in class 9 or 10 and the third child was in class 6 or 7. 2 daughters, 1 son. When he died, I happened to go there and the boy was crying and started scolding me. Dad used to be very much fond of you. What you have done for my dad? You could not save him from dying. See? And he was also calling God. I'm going to throw all the gods out of the house. And he was so angry. And then, now what will happen to me, my wife, my brother, sister, how will we live in this world? Again crying. So I was just keeping quiet, listening. Because that was the time we should not talk. Let him bring out all the pus. After a month or 2 I went, I said, now my dear friend, now tell me. Then again he started, now Swami, you see what is going to happen to us, how are we going to study, how mom, she is not educated, how we are going to live, and constantly. After afterwards I said, if you are through, should I talk? Yes, now you reply all my questions. I said, okay. First, have you said one word about your father? All that you have been talking and complaining is about what will happen to you and your mother and your sister and brother-in-law. Yes. Because you are not having real love for your father. When you love somebody, you talk about him. You have no love for your father. You are selfish, stinky. You are all the time concerned. Now what will happen to me? He got a shock of his life. Then I told him further. If your father was transferred as a chief security officer of President of India from Bombay, you will celebrate that promotion or you will feel disgusted. He celebrated. He is promoted to a higher position. In the same manner, your father living in this body and serving you like bullock is liberated from these shackles and he is on his higher plane of evolution. So you look at him, not at you. Will you not be happy when your father is growing spiritually? And third and the most important thing, see friends, you are miserable not because of anything except because this virtual reality you have taken as action. Let some time pass and then you talk to me after a year or 2. You will not even remember your father. This is how the world is. But we are unable to recognize this. That this virtual reality we are taking to be real, actual real. And this load of foolishness that we carry is samsara. The whole Bhagavad Gita is telling only this thing. Arjuna's problem was moha. And after listening to the whole Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna asked Arjuna a question. Kachit etat shrutam partha tvaya ekagrena chetasa kachit ajnana sammoha pranashtaste dhananjaya. Hey Arjun, did you listen with all single pointedness and all your delusion has gone? And what Arjuna says, Nashto moha smriti labda. All my delusion is gone. So what is the delusion? Delusion is that on the battlefield, instead of being enemy to each other, he has mistaken the grandfather and the guru in the opposite ranks. This was the virtual reality, that I am fighting with my guru and with my grandfather. What was the actual reality? Actual reality was, I am belonging to this force, they belong to other force. In opposite forces, there is only one relationship, and that is that of the enemies. Enemies must be killed. Where is the division? See friends, come to recognize that when the data is deleted from the laptop, it doesn't become light. When you add more data, it doesn't become heavy because it is not an object. See friends, in the same manner, so many people have come and gone in our life. We are the same. So many dreams have come and gone. We are the same. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namuyati. How many bodies have come and gone? First the body was a small baby, then the body became a shishu, then the body became a teenager. So the body kept on changing. We continue to be the same. This unchanging substratum is the actual reality. And I as a baby, I as a teenager, I as a middle age, these are the virtual realities. If we focus attention on this actual reality, we have nothing to talk. All we talk is about the total past. And what is the total past? When I was a child, when I was a teenager, when I was not married, when I was married, when I became father. This is all we talk. We don't talk about the actual reality. In actual reality, there is nothing to talk. See friends, come to discover this and play the role that we have to play in this world. This is what is called as Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. Whenever you are living as a virtual reality, you will suffer. But when you live as actual reality, you will never suffer in life. Let us come to discover the difference between the two and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari